How's it going, YouTube? My name is Mike. This channel is Health and Wealth. Thank you for joining me, friends. Appreciate you being here again today. It is Friday night, and I am ready to go for the weekend. And when I say ready to go for the weekend, I'm ready to do my real estate course. So today is day number 11 in a row of working. I've got tomorrow, I've got Sunday, and then all next week, and then the test is the following Saturday. So that's my personal life right now. I'm almost done my real estate course, but yeah, the grind is here. Just looking at the stock market today, predominantly I'm looking at the three funds that I have. That's Cony, Nvidia, and Misty. We're going to go through all three of those. We're going to go through Nvidia. We're also going to go through Microstrategy because there has been some news about the two of them. And yeah, I think this might be an interesting video for you if you're invested in Cony, Nvidia, and Misty. So let's go take a look at all three. First one we're going to take a look at here is Cony. And today was, just a mediocre day. Coinbase itself here just went up 1.99%. But if you take a look at the week here, it did go up 2%. So not too bad. Cony itself, which is going to be paying out in 2 weeks from now, went up 2.51% in that same time. So you can't complain about that. It's nice to have steady progression and, not a steady decline. If you take a look at Cony over the last month here, it's down 2.93%. Obviously not the direction we want it to go. If we take a look at Coinbase here over that same time, it's up 6%. Big difference, right? But we are getting our distribution still. We are getting that premium. For me, I now have, I always got to remember, 193 shares of Cony. And I have it set to drip. I'm not going to touch it for a total of 5 years. And I'm going to go ahead and document that all the way through that 5-year period. I'm going to go ahead and put a little Excel sheet together saying how many shares it bought me every single 4 weeks. And so I'm excited to see where that thing ends up 5 years from now. Put your predictions below. I did one of those like drip calculators, and did I say calculators? Those drip calculators, and it said something like 193,000 if all works out the way it is right now. But who's counting on that? Nobody can predict that future. So put your prediction down. So I started with 183 shares. I'm not touching it for 5 years. What do you think it's going to be at the end of the 5 years? The largest answer wins. What do you win? Tell them what he wins, Johnny. High five for me. So here we go. We got Cony. It's sitting there, $13.91. Yeah, not bad. My average price is around 16, something like that. And, hopefully it keeps coming down a little bit here over the next couple of months. But as Bitcoin goes up, as crypto goes up, as the volatility of those go up, then more people are going to be using Coinbase as their provider to buy these cryptos. So hopefully that really improves the Coinbase stock price and the volatility, which is where we get our money from for this distribution that we get on Cony. Now, a lot of regulation talk going around there right now. Will that slow the volatility down? We will find out. The future is right around the corner, isn't it? Let's talk about Nvidia today. So Nvidia had quite the downswing. 3% is quite a bit when it comes to a stock that was at $145. Earlier today it had a little bit of a upswing all the way up to $148, but then down $6 since then. But yeah. The fund managers over at YieldMax closed a lot of options yesterday for big dollars, and they closed them at that $144 range, around 140. Hold on a second. Let's go look. It was yesterday they closed it, right? Yeah, look at that. 146, 145. Oh, that's today. Yesterday was Thursday all day. 146, right? So they closed it yesterday, and they paid a big dollar to do that. One of the best things about options is time decay. And so as you let time progress, those options become easier to close if the price goes down. But what were they? How could they have known that today the price would have gone down, right? So I don't blame them on that one. They probably thought, wow, this thing's going up and up and up. Time to close them out. But hindsight's 2020, and if we had 2020, then life would be good. But we're still. They created a new option. I do want to go over that with you here. So they created one strike price, which is pretty wild. Not often you see that. So they went balls to the walls. Can I say that on YouTube? I think I can. But they have 108,840 shares at a strike price of 152. That's looking really good right now. That's going to be closing next Friday on January 31st. And the price they got for that was $1.28 per. So decent. Now, remember yesterday with the video I showed, I'll link it up top here and at the end of this one, they were closing. They're buy to close a lot of options for $6 and $4 and $4.50 and $3.50. So when you buy it for $1.28, you really hope that you don't have to close it for a higher number than that, or that's just kind of pointless to the options that you are creating, right? So they also have a credit call spread here for 162. They're hoping for a Christmas miracle for that one to happen, but you can take a look. It really didn't cost that much, so what can you do? Let's go take a look at some more Nvidia stuff. NVDY today down 63 cents, $23. Let's go take a look at its last year here. Its all-time low in the year was in September, $20.96. So it's still $3 above that, which is nice. I can handle that. My plan, if you didn't see yesterday's video, my plan is I'm going to take every single distribution I get from NVDY and I'm going to be putting it into Nvidia for the foreseeable future at least until I get to 10 shares of Nvidia. So let's say Nvidia pays out 80 cents this next week is its payment time, and let's say it pays out 80 cents again. That's roughly $240 for me. That's only going to buy me one share of Nvidia, unless Nvidia comes down some more next week. But why did Nvidia go down today, you might ask? Well, I took a look at some of the news here. Nvidia's shares fell 4% Friday afternoon after starting the day's trading slightly higher. The reversal may be a sign that investors need to watch heading into the tech-heavy earnings that start next week here. So shares of the AI giant rallied in the early trading following Mark Zuckerberg's capital expenditure announcement. Meta's plans include extensive expansion of the company's AI resources utilizing NVIDIA's GPU. So, I mean, that's pretty massive, right? That's a good sign, for sure. Somebody at work messaged me there. NVIDIA's stock prices started to fade shortly after the stocks. And the stock is slipping further into slightly bearish trend. So a little bit of worry about the upcoming earnings report. And I've said it 13, 14 times on this channel alone. If you watch the earnings call, the last one, we noticed that, and NVIDIA noticed that their earnings are going to be a little bit lower for this quarter and the next quarter, right? So when's a good time to buy? Good time to buy is when they are projecting that the stock price may lower because of the earnings, and then ride that wave up. That's just how I feel about it. I'm not a trained professional, but that's just kind of my feeling on it. So that's why I'm buying Nvidia right now. I'm hoping that it goes down so that I can buy a lot more shares of it. And then from there, it's a giant. It's going to go up. Hopefully it goes up. Should I say it's going to go up? For me, in my head, I'm saying it's going up, but who am I again, right? So that's why I'm buying more of it. You can see here 2 weeks ago, NVIDIA shares surged to the new intraday highs above $150. Those momentary highs were met with immediate selling pressure as the stock reacted to round numbered $150 price point. So, it's just a little bit of scare in the market there. From there, the stock dropped to a familiar price. If you take a look at levels, $130, that support level resulted in a short-term bounce fueled by post-inauguration rally. Yep, for sure. So for me, I hope it gets to 130 again because I'm in the buying phase. And if it gets to 130 again, then I can definitely buy 2 shares next week whenever I get paid my distribution from Nvidia. I might have to throw a couple bucks of my own money in there. Nvidia itself, yeah. So it paid out already one time this month. It's going to pay out again on January 31st. So that's 7 days from today. Let's talk about Mr. here. I've got that opened up here. It was a pretty big down day for Mr. It hasn't seen a down day like this in quite a while, but down 5% today. Down 7%, well, almost 8% for the entire week here. And then in the month, just down 1%, right? So it had some good upswings there for sure. If we take a look at Misty in the last 5 days, down 5%, and last month here down 10%. Misty's been, the best fund at YieldMax so far. It's paid 10 payments so far. It's paid out a crazy amount of money. If you're an initial investor in Misty, you're already paid back all of the money that you initially invested in. Unless you kept investing more, then you wouldn't have been fully paid back. But that first dollar you put in there has been fully paid back to you at this point, right? Which is good to see. Bitcoin itself today doing, just kind of hanging out at the 105,000 USD mark, which is good. I am a recent Bitcoin investor. I've invested 5 $100 payments into Bitcoin using Coinbase, by the way. It's been really, really useful, easy to use. Yeah, I've liked it. So I'm in the Bitcoin world now, which is fun to see. But let's go back to that. Down 7% this week and 5% just today on its own. So I went ahead and I went looking for stories as to why this happened. There's 2 reasons that it happened. First reason here, let me scroll up. Microstrategy announces full redemption of the 2027 convertible notes. And I've got a few things about it here. So Microstrategy Incorporated, a leader in enterprise analytics and mobility software, with a current market capitalization of $93.12 billion, has announced today that it will redeem all of its outstanding 0.0% convertible senior notes due on due on 2027. So I'm just going to read a couple paragraphs here, and then we'll go to Twitter, actually. So the company operates with a moderate level of debt. Yeah, they've been raising that debt here for the last few months, haven't they? With total obligations of approximately $4.27 billion. The redemption schedule for February 24th, 2025. So that's coming up here in a month. Involves an aggregate principal amount of approximately $1.5 billion, $1.05 billion, which represents the total current outstanding principal of the notes. So that's kind of neat. Holders of the 2027 notes have until 5 p.m. New York City time. I didn't know that was a time, by the way. Isn't that Eastern Standard Time? On February 20th, 2025, to convert their notes into shares of MicroStrategy Class A common stock if they choose to. The conversion rate is set at 7.0234 shares per $1,000 principal amount. This equates to a conversion price of $142 per share. So that's pretty good, right? What's the price of Mr. right now? Let's go back up here, $353. So that's pretty good. That's a good rate of return for those people. And then I'm going to stop there. What else do we have? I got the old Twitter machine open here. Michael Saylor tweeted out earlier today, MicroStrategy to redeem $1.05 billion of 2027 convertible notes and settle all conversion requests and shares. So I really like the first comment here. It is, someone explain what this means. Let's scroll down and then I'll read that to you. MicroStrategy is planning to pay off its $1.05 billion of its convertible bonds due in 2027. Bondholders have until February to choose to convert their bonds into company shares. So what's this really doing for the company, right? So somebody mentioned down here Dilution is always short-term negative, but for the price, and long-term positive in this case. Why is it positive? Well, they're trying to buy more Bitcoin. And so what they're doing is they're raising money to buy more Bitcoin. And so that's what MicroStrategy is doing. That's all they do 24/7, it seems, is buy Bitcoin. So if you believe in Bitcoin, then you're going to believe in MicroStrategy. If you think Bitcoin is just going to go and go and go, then MicroStrategy should go as well. Tommy Lee did say, though, that he sees Bitcoin, this is about a month ago now, he sees Bitcoin going down to around the $70,000 mark. And the next level, well, I mean, let's expand this thing out here. The next level, there's that 70,000 mark right there. There's a couple levels right there. This isn't the greatest chart for it. And they said the next level is in that $50,000 range. So right around here, if you draw that all the way across to 2022, that's the next range he sees. And so he sees it going down before it goes up, but he also sees Bitcoin going to $240,000 this year. Pie in the sky numbers. People who are a lot smarter than me are saying those numbers. Not me. I'm not saying those numbers. I'm just in it for the ride. Let me know in the comments below if you're in it for the ride as well. What do you like about Misty? What do you like about Mr.? What do you like about Bitcoin? For me, I'm a dreamer, and I want to dream about a better future for my family. And I feel like Bitcoin could take me there. That's why I'm investing that's why I'm adjusting just a little bit into Bitcoin every 2 weeks. And I'm planning on doing that for the next 10 years. We're going to see where it takes us. It's probably not going to be dramatic, but I think for me, I would be kind of misplaced if I didn't invest a little bit into something that just about everybody is talking about. If you look at the popularity of Bitcoin, 9 out of 10 people are talking positive, and then there's that one person who thinks it's going to go to zero, right? So for me, I want to get on that train early. I mean, it's not that early, but I want to get on that train now before it's too late for myself. And I'm excited for the future of that. So let's talk schedules coming up here. So next week, we will have Nvidia payment information. And then the week after that will be Cony. And then the week after that will be Misty. And so that's 3 weeks in a row of payments for this guy over here. Somebody mentioned in my comments yesterday, what about Group A? What do you have in Group A? I don't have anything in Group A for YieldMax. I don't like anything in Group A for YieldMax, so therefore I'm not investing in it. Tesla, garbage. Run to the ground. It's not a good fund. They have not done a good job with it at all. And so therefore I'm not investing in it. I did want to show one more thing to you. I've got two windows open here that I thought you would find very, very interesting. If you watched my video yesterday, I showed you how much money is in the fund for Nvidia. And yesterday, this was at $1.55 billion. Pretty amazing. So it went up to $1.57 billion. Let's take a look at Mr. Same thing. And Mr., it's been out not as long as Nvidia, that's for sure. And Mr.'s fund here is at $1.97 billion. So there is a lot of money invested in both of these funds. And I know we have a lot of people wanting YieldMax to be successful. And so I hope that YieldMax does a better job of their funds over the next few months here to show that their investors have their money in trusted hands. I know for me, I've got a close eye on it, and I think you should too. I'll leave it right there. I'll let you think about what you want to think about. If you enjoyed this content, I hope you hit that subscribe button. My name is Mike. You're a friend of the channel. Thanks for being here. This is Health and Wealth. You have a great Friday night. Peace.